Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? Happy Friday. Also, happy last day of February. I'm still wondering, is March gonna come in like a lamb or come in like a lion? I don't know. It's been very, very, very windy today. I mean, like crazy windy outside. So if today was the 1st of March, then today would have come in like a lion. But it's not the 1st of March. It's the last day of February. So tomorrow is the 1st of March. It's going to be crazy to see what the weather's like. Am I the only one that cares about this? Am I the only one that cares? Okay, so let's do a little time and temperature check really quickly. It is currently 6:39 p.m. and you know what? Let's, I'm going to look at my phone at the weather because I feel like the phone is more accurate when it comes to the weather. Look up the weather right now. I've had a very, very busy day today. Okay, the temperature outside, it's been nice today. I mean, it was like sunny earlier and then it was kind of cloudy. It says currently 62 and cloudy, a wind advisory until 10 p.m. And then tomorrow it is supposed to be, so the high today was 65. Tomorrow the high is 31, you guys. It's gonna drop 30 degrees tomorrow. So 31 tomorrow, cloudy skies early, then partly cloudy in the afternoon. Sunday 39. Monday, 48, Tuesday, 50, so then we're back up again. Tuesday, 54, Wednesday, 51, 44, 48, 54, oh my gosh. Okay, so Tuesday, the 11th, is supposed to be 67, and Wednesday, the 12th, it's supposed to be 67. So, looks like warm weather is right around the corner, which I'm very, very excited about. I've actually, I would say in the last 24 hours since I was vlogging, I have sat outside quite a bit and just sat silently watching nature. It's interesting since reading this book, The Comfort of Crows, the awareness it has given me on watching certain things. Like I was sitting out there earlier. Like I said, it was a busy day. Alex was gone, so then he was coming home to change because he's meeting up with a friend, and then he's going to meet up with his mom later. And so I was like sitting here waiting for him to come home and change so I could start to vlog. And I was sitting outside, and I just kind of was like, I didn't have my phone with me or anything like that because I was uploading this drama video that I did today. And so I was just sitting out there, you know, looking at like the birds that were flying by, and I was looking at the trees, and this is, I know this is going to sound so strange, but this is kind of like where my mind goes now. And I was like looking at the tree limbs and like how barren they are right now. And that before we know it, there's going to be little sprouts of leaves and flowers and stuff coming on the tree. And then I was like looking at our mulch, and I was like, you can't even see any remnants of the hostas. And then, you know, in a month or two, the hostas will be full bloom back again. You know, and I was thinking about where Margaret Wrinkle in the book, The Comfort of Crows, she talks a lot about things we take for granted, that, you know, like time, like we just think there's going to be this unlimited amount of time. And I was thinking, you know, it's so interesting that I take for granted that the trees are just going to sprout back up, and, you know, before we know it, they'll be full, and, you know, then the leaves will be turning red, and they'll fall again, and then it'll be winter, and they'll be barren, and then spring will come. It is interesting, like, the things I don't notice. I think since reading that book, it's really made me aware of the things I don't notice, the things I don't pay attention to that are literally right in front of my face, you know? I've been very, very aware since, you know, my mom passed away, and, you know, I've had other friends and family members that have passed away. I've been very, very aware of, like, you know, and obviously since the accident, the fragility of life and how short life is and things like that. And so, you know, I no longer, I think really since my mom passed away, I really, you know, have learned to value the people in my life. And, you know, I think it's easy to say that, but then you kind of fall back into, I've fallen, you know, through waves in my life where it's like, I say that, but then I find myself kind of taking people for granted again, you know? And then I think in the last couple years, I've really made a concerted effort and even had conversations with people in my life about, you know, the things we say to each other and saying I love you and, you know, telling people how we feel about them while, you know, we can still have those conversations and things like that. And I think also since I've had so many friends of mine whose parents have, you know, dementia and are memory care units, and, you know, like Caroline's mother-in-law, and we would talk about that. And it's like, I think to have those conversations now while we can is really important. And so I think that, you know, losing my mom early really helped with being aware of the relationships that I had with people and being intentional about the conversations that I had. Not always, you know, but making sure that, I mean, there's always like laughing time and joking, obviously. That's the majority of those relationships. But also being, you know, aware of being intentional and saying the things that, you know, like, you know, saying I'm sorry or taking accountability and, you know, and saying I love you. And these are the things that, you know, oh my gosh, I love when you do this. This makes me laugh. And, you know, this, you know, it really means a lot to me that you reached out to me. Saying things like that to people, you know. I think sometimes we wait until it's too late. Reading this book has furthered that because that's relationships with people, you know, and creatures and pets and things. But this one has really made me aware of, like, reading this book. I mean, I was already aware of, like, watching squirrels and birds and stuff like that, but then I kind of fell out of it for a while, and, like, reading this book, it's hard for me to sit and just look even out at the street. You know, it was before I would sit on the you know, the front porch, and I'd be like, oh, there's my neighbor walking by, and I'm still like that, you know, oh, my neighbor's coming outside to get the mail and stuff like that. But now it's, like, in between the front porch and my neighbor's mailbox on the other side of the street, other than neighbors walking by or my neighbors being out in their yard, I notice so much. You know, I notice the limbs on the trees, and I notice the sky and the cloud formation, which are things that I've noticed before in my life, laying on my back in a field, you know, maybe for 10 minutes. But I feel like now I can't even walk outside without kind of being fully aware of all that stuff. And it's just like this book has so enriched my life. So many of you have reached out to me and said that you bought the book. Somebody reached out to me yesterday and said they're listening to it on an Audible and that's bringing them a lot of peace, which, you know, I didn't write the book, but that means a lot to me, that a book that I recommended. I know that somebody that bought this book that I recommended it to is going to be like, this book is crap, I didn't get this out of it. So I feel bad because, like, whenever you recommend a book, you don't know how the other person's going to receive it. You know, I mean, people recommend books and TV shows to me all the time that I'm like, I don't get what they got out of it. You know, I think TV shows and movies and stuff like that are very, very personal. I'm going to talk about that with a movie here I watched last night in a second. I think our reaction to it, we bring in our personal experience. I think, you know, had I read this Margaret Wrinkle book, and I was really hoping to have it finished by today, but I think, like, all these books, I'm still not done with the Alex Cross books yet. I'm almost done with Pop Goes the Weasel, and then I have, this weekend, I'm going to finish the 6th book in the Alex Cross series. So by next Monday, I'll have all the Alex Cross books done, and the Margaret Wrinkle book, and the graphic novel that I'm reading, all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to give myself the weekend. I'm not going to rush through it, because reading for me is, you know, enjoyable. And so I'm not like, okay, you have to have this done by the last day of February. So next week I will announce the next 3 books for the Alex Cross series. I bought them the other day at half price books. So I have the next 3 books, but you know, and I'm not starting another audiobook since I finished Dry until I get caught up with these books and stuff like that. Because I don't want to get distracted and something else, but. And I'm also, another thing I'm going to do is, like, every month, I'm going to pick, like, 4 or 5 books that I'm going to read, like, every night. Like, the Advent Calendar thing, it's interesting that when I started doing the Advent Calendar book in December, at the beginning of December, reading, like, a couple pages a day and then having a book that I'm done with at the end of the month, has really kind of morphed into this, I don't do it every night, this reading thing where it's like, I read a couple chapters of the Margaret Wrinkle book, a couple chapters of the, you know, the Alex Cross books or Maximum Ride, you know, a couple, like, I was reading the Raymond Carver one, now the Jill McCorkle one, and so it's like, I want to pick, like, a book of short stories, you know, every month, or, I want to pick, you know, some kind of, you know, collection of stories or tales, and then, like, a longer book, and so each month, I'll read them throughout the course of, you know, the month, and then at night, when I'm sitting there, that's like an hour or 2 of mine reading there, it brings me so much relaxation and peace. I've really, really, like, enjoyed reading these last 2 months. I mean, it's brought me so much joy and peace at the end of the night, lighting the candles and, you know, having a cup of tea or coffee. Not just listening to an audiobook, which I love still, but reading has really, it slows down my mind a lot. And so I think every month I'm going to pick like 4 or 5 books that I'm going to read over the course of the month. And then at the end of the month, I've got 4 or 5 books that I've read, reading a chapter or 2 a day, you know? Just as a suggestion out there for people that want to get back into reading. It really helped me get back into physical copy reading by reading just a chapter or 2 a day. The Advent Calendar books really helped me get back into physical copy reading. So yeah, but anyway, reading the Margaret Wrinkle book, you know, I think if I had read it 4 or 5 years ago, I don't think that it would have the impact on me that it does now. I think this movie that I was watching last night, it's a lot about aging, and I think that, I mean, I think you could read the Margaret Wrinkle book and be 25. I think it's like when I read the Wally Lamb book again several years ago, this much I know is true. No, it wasn't that one. She's Come Undone. I read She's Come Undone in my 20s and I loved it. But when I reread it a couple years, but gosh, it's probably been 6 or 7 years now. When I reread the book, well, it was the first year. Mel and I realized the other day we've been friends for 7 years. So it would have been 7 years ago that I read it again. And I'd experienced so much grief at that point that the book had a completely different meaning and impact on me than it did when I read it in my 20s. And it's interesting, you know, like how you read books at a different time or watch shows or listen to music at different times in your life, like they have different meanings. Remember my mom used to say that. So I think like reading the Margaret Wrinkle book, like this was the perfect time in my life that I needed to read it. You know, I was already felt like I was, you know, pushing a reset button on my life and my goals and my intentions, and then starting it kind of at the beginning of the year and looking at these goals that I had that were very, I don't know, they were more like in my head goals, like, you know, living in the present moment or slowing down time or living my best life in the moment, whatever that looked like, you know, and where am I putting my energy? And so when I'm sitting out there on the front porch and I'm looking at the tree limbs or I'm looking at the sky or thinking about the changing seasons, or, you know, I look at a tree now and I see like the water underground and the animals living and how it's like getting the tree ready for spring and stuff like that, like the snow melting into the ground. I think about all that now because she talks about that. And so it really slows my mind down a lot. And it also makes me, it slows time down for me. And so I think that for me, it was like this perfect time to read this book. I think I needed it at this time. So I don't know that it will impact other people the same way that it impacted me, you know? I don't know that if I had read it 5 years ago, it would have the same impact on me. I don't know. I feel like one of the things I'm trying to figure out is how to slow my mind down but still be as productive as I was 5 years ago, you know, in all aspects of my life, with posting videos and being creative in other areas, whether that's reading or writing a book and, you know, being active in a 12-step program, seeing my friends and family, but at the same time slowing my mind down. You know, I think that's something I've always struggled with, whether that's ADHD or anything else. It's like I'm constantly like here. The book is really, it slowed my mind down in a way that I didn't even know that I really needed. It's really calmed me down and brought me a lot of peace. So for those of you out there that got the book, I hope it does the same for you. But I don't know. You know, I don't know what it's going to do for somebody else. So a lot of thinking today I've done. I do feel better today. I feel a lot better than I did yesterday. It's so weird. It's kind of like one day I feel good and the next day I don't feel good. So I don't know. I hope it's over. I think you can still hear it a little bit in my voice, but it's not, I mean, anywhere near how it was yesterday. It's interesting. I took a nap late last night, before I got up to watch my shows and read and stuff like that. And Nikki and I did some puzzles. We did a puzzle actually last night because it was kind of a long one. Did we do one puzzle or did we do two? I think we did 2 puzzles last night. Yeah, we did a short one and then we did a long one. And so, and I was like listening to music and she was watching some show. And so then she wanted to like watch a show and go to sleep. But anyway, I took a nap last night, and it's interesting because, like, I have this, like, harder pillow that I usually sleep on every night. It's like a memory foam pillow. And then, I can't remember where I got it from. But then the other pillow that we have, that I put on top, so we have that pillow with, like, the sheet, you know, pillowcase, and then on top of it, like, the sham. And the sham matches the pillow sham. Not on top of that same pillow, but we have a different pillow on top of it. So we have 2 pillows. The pillow sham one, we usually take both of those. Like, he'll take it off, I take it off my bed. Like, not the pillow sham, but we'll take that pillow off. Like, I just sleep with the regular, you know, the memory foam pillow. And last night I laid down for my nap, and I just laid down on the pillow with the flannel pillow sheet. It's just like this old pillow that I don't even know where I got it from, this old pillow, and it was so comfy, and I fell asleep like that. And I don't know, but like I felt so rested. Maybe I need a pillow change. I know that sounds strange, but I do believe in that kind of stuff. Maybe I need a pillow change because I slept so well last night on this nap. So I do have candle pairing here today. I actually went through 2 more candles last night. And so I do have to replace 2 candles. I went in there and looked, and like the candles that I have in the back are all like holiday candles. So I'm going to have to get through. I literally am down now to so the candles that I have in there, some of them are like the candles from back in the day, the poorhouse candles that were like the Peter Monn candle and bachelor weekend and the PP one. I'm not going to burn those candles. Like those are like, you know, like mementos of that period of my life. So I'm not going to get like burn those candles. And then we have a couple candles in there that people have like gifted us that are very, very meaningful that I don't really want to burn. So I literally have like 10 candles left in there that are burnable. And probably out of those 10, like 9 are holiday candles. So except for these 2 that I had set out. So I showed these the other day in the Shy Wolf one. But before I get into that, because I need a sip of coffee, I just made this coffee. This is actually the coffee. Look, I love this mug so much. I think I got this mug off of Etsy when I was really into the like the clay mugs online. So anyway, this is the coffee that Marissa sent me. Hey Marissa, how are you? This is the coffee that Marissa sent me, which is the Green Mountain Cinnamon Sugar Cookie, and it's like one of my favorites. Next to the IHOP buttery popcorn, buttery pancakes. I think this is my favorite. So. It smells so good. Oh my God, it's just the perfect. It's been sitting here now. I mean, I made it right before I came on here, so it's about 16, 17 minutes it's been sitting here. And it's like just the perfect temperature of heat. It was interesting because when I pulled this mug out, I was like, I think this mug is one that goes cool really quick. The clay mugs, somebody told me that I should buy like a mug warmer and all that. I don't need that. I don't need that kind of technology around drinking a cup of coffee. But some of the clay mug, I mean, I appreciate the recommendation, and I think that's a cool gadget, but I don't know that I would use it that much. And plus, I'm either sitting here, I'm standing in the kitchen, listening to my audiobook, or reading a book, or I'm sitting there, and I mean, I would have to have like 3 of them, you know what I mean? So, we don't have that many outlets in the house. But the clay mugs do not hold the heat. Oh, this reminds me of when my mom used to go like this, because she loved that. Like a cool glass of water in the summer, or a warm cup in the winter. Anyway. This coffee is the perfect temperature. Okay, so let's get into the candles. So the 2 candles that I have are actually one that I found and one that's brand new. The new one is the rose quartz candle that I just opened in my Shy Wolf candle unboxing. It doesn't smell like rose. I'm not a big rose fan. If I remember correctly, it smells like kind of like clean linen. Yeah, it smells like clean cotton, like clean linen. That's what this one smells like. So I'm gonna trim the wick on this. The scent underneath here says raspberry, rose water, lang lang. And I don't, and somebody said lang lang kind of smells like jasmine. There's kind of like a little bit of a jasmine scent to this. So there's my trimmed wick, and then there's how much I trimmed off of it. And then I have the candle right here, so we'll light this one. It's so funny, like when I start something in my videos, and then people later will be like, how did you start that? Like with the candle pairing and the coffee cup. Like if you ask me 2 years from now, I'll have no idea how I started that. I'll be like, I have no idea how I started the candle pairing thing. I won't remember. And then the second one I have is the driftwood, which I wanted to wait for this summer. But I'm gonna burn it now. So anyway, amber, beach lily, and white musk. I'm not a huge white musk fan. Didn't I smell this one the other day? And I was like, it doesn't smell like what I thought it would smell like, but it smells like ocean. Is this the one that smells like ocean? I mean, I guess driftwood would smell like ocean. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Yeah, it smells like the ocean candle I had back in the day. I don't even remember, was that Yankee candle? Does Yankee have a candle? Let's look up here and see. Well, before I get into that, let's trim this wick. And I love this little wick trimmer thing. I use it every single night. My little like ritual every night of trimming candles is probably like one of my favorite parts of the day. Because I get the kitchen clean, and then I trim my wicks, and then I light the candles, and then I pick out what candle wax I'm going to use. And then that's usually when I call Nikki, and we kind of like catch up, or Tanya, and then, or both. And then I usually call Tanya first and then Nikki, because then we go right into our puzzles. So it's kind of like my relaxation period of the night. Okay. Light the candles. Why do I feel like that was a Yankee candle? It'd be so weird. Does Yankee candle have an ocean candle? Yankee candle ocean. Ocean air? They have an ocean air candle. I don't know if that's what it was called. I honestly don't remember. Beach walk. Maybe it was beach walk. That looks kind of familiar. I don't remember. Ocean air. What is this? You can get 5 candles for 30? That can't be right. Those Yankee candles, when they came, oh, it's out of stock. I was not super impressed. There's a sale going on. Oh, they have Easter? What's Easter? Candles? What are Easter candles? What are Easter candles smell like? Bunny shortcake. So the tall jar is $21.70. the 3-wick that looks like Bath & Body Works from Yankee in strawberry bunny shortcake. I guess it's just strawberry shortcake smelling, but they put bunny in there for Easter. It's $17.49, and then the modern looking jar is $23.80. What kind of sale are they having right now? I have to be honest with you, I was really impressed with their candles. They smelled so much better than I thought they would. Oh, they have some of those. I don't love the look of the tall jar. I used to like the tall jar. You know what I remember? I don't know if anybody else has had these, but we used to have these things. I'm sure they have them that you can buy them here, because I feel like I got it at the Yankee section at the Cracker Barrel back in the day. But they were like these metal things that you would put, you guys know what I'm talking about? Like candle toppers that you put on top of a candle so like the smoke wouldn't go crazy. Do you guys remember those? Is that what they're called? Okay, so these are the scents they have on sale. Afternoon Scrapbooking, $12.50. That kind of sounds fun, doesn't it? It's a 3-wick candle. It's apples. What does it smell like? Let's look and see. I mean, I don't need any more fall candles, but that would be a candle that I would definitely buy in the fall. I like the name of it. Does it say on here what it's I almost said what it stinks like. Notes of amber, apple, and soft leather. I don't love soft leather smell, so maybe I would. That would be the scrapbook, I guess. Okay. I want to see accessories and gifts. Oh, candle shades and toppers. I can see it in my head, the metal one that we had. Okay, these are shades. Where's the topper that I'm talking about? Do you guys know what I'm talking about? These are lids. Oh, here it is. Bronze Floral Illuma Lid. Here's a chrome trellis Illuma Lid. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, an Illuma Lid. Does it say on here the purpose of it? I want to see. The candle topper is generally well received, with customers praising its ability to help candles burn more evenly and last longer. Maybe it didn't have anything to do with smoke. I don't know why I thought that. Oh my gosh, this looks just like the one that we had on here. It's crazy. I don't know how I remember that. Because we would go to the Cracker Barrel, and we would bring home this candle, and then we were so excited about it, because we would go to the Cracker Barrel and eat right before we came home from Seymour, and that would be like the last thing that we would do, was buy this candle. I feel like this is kind of like aimed up. Let me aim it down a little bit. We would buy like, we would sit there and be like, what kind of candle do we want to get? You know, whatever. It was like the most exciting part of our weekend, other than going to the Argosy Casino or the Seymour City Pool that was freezing cold. God, those weekends were so much fun. But then we would be like, get your Laffy, Taffy, and Frozen Snicker bar at the City Pool. I used to love the City Pool, here and there. But anyway, so we would like always like, it's crazy to think that that was like binging back then. You know, we'd be like, okay, we're gonna get a candle, and then we would bring it home, and like on our coffee table, like in front of the couch, we would put that, like the new candle, we would move the used candle to the kitchen. We had like this, like, you know, corner in the kitchen, the island, and we would move the old one to that corner, and then we would move the other one. We always had like 3, and so we would have, then we would move the older one from the kitchen into the bedroom. I don't know how we decided how to do that, but I remember we did that. So then we would like burn the new one, and then we would like watch our shows and stuff like that. But anyway, I love getting new candles. People have been sending me a lot of candle suggestions. Like, well, Mare always does. Hey, Mare, how are you? Mare always sends me candle suggestions. So, all right, let's get into the last 24 hours. I kept one of these little paw prints of Boo Radley's right here, because I was like, I just want to have this to remind me of him. But it kind of, I don't know, it kind of makes me a little sad just seeing it there. Today is, well, tomorrow, but there's no 29th. The early morning of tomorrow would be 4 months since Boo Radley passed away. Seems surreal, right? October, November, December. Yeah, 4 months. Later tonight. It seems surreal. It seems absolutely surreal. It's been 4 months. There's moments that it literally feels like it was just yesterday, and there's moments that it feels like it was 2 years ago. It's weird. We had a couples counseling session today, and we actually talked a lot about grief in there, and just processing grief, and how both of us are processing grief and things like that. It was a fantastic session, and you know, I think one of the things that we don't really, like, Alex and I kind of maneuver grief very, very well, especially in talking about the dogs and stuff like that. Like, he was asking us, like, how do we have conversations with each other? I think that's one of the things that, even just with, like, friendships of mine, Caroline and I'm somebody that wants, like, I so talk out loud, you know, live out loud about my feelings and my emotions, but the reality is most people don't do that. You know, even, like, Tommy and I talk about, like, it being a recovery thing, but even a lot of people that aren't in recovery, don't like live out loud with their emotions and feelings. By and large, most people are pretty guarded with it, and that's not a bad thing. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying, like, I just am kind of like, you know, word vomit all the time about how I'm feeling. And so we were talking today about like how we share what we're going through together and things like that, and you know, like, I don't know how to like continue to share that down the road, and you know, kind of use this as a foundation, but. Yeah, it seems surreal that it's been 4 months. It seems like, you know, it's interesting because I'm starting to see my neighbors again that I haven't seen, you know, since it's been winter. When I go outside on a day like this, like people are outside and stuff, and, you know, everybody in the neighborhood knows that Little Boo's passed away. I mean, other than people that used to walk last summer that have been gone and stuff like that that I haven't seen. I mean, there's a few of them, but like, my neighbors all around here, they all know that he's passed away, and I mean, they knew within days, and you know, gave us cards and stuff. They were very sweet about it. Mrs. across the street, she's always like, I miss Boo Radley, because she'd call him Boo. She'd say Boo Radley. She'd see him like when she'd see him standing in the doorway, and she'd be like, I want to see Boo Radley. And so I'd like open the door, and you know, we'd walk across, you know, over there and stuff like that, and she'd come across to meet us in the yard. And so she'll ask sometimes when I see her, she'll say like, are you doing okay? Like, you know, she's like, I know it's so hard and whatever. It is hard, you know. My neighbors next door, they had a dog when they moved in here, and then the dog passed away, and then they now have this new dog they waited like a year, and then they rescued the dog that they have now. My neighbor in the corners, they don't have any dogs. She had a dog with her parents that is older, and she sometimes stays with her and sometimes she doesn't, and then she got this puppy. That's my neighbor that I go to the pool with. She's been, I mean, I go to the pool with a lot, but she's the one I went to the pool with a lot last summer. She's been, I mean, everybody's been so sweet about Boo Radley. They ask, you know, a lot, like, are you guys doing okay? But, you know, then the follow-up question is always like, are you guys thinking about getting another dog? And then it's like this whole conversation about, yeah, but we don't know the timing of when and things like that. So, I know it's surreal. It seems very bizarre that it's been 4 months. 4 months is a long time. I don't know, it kind of seems sometimes like he was just here. I don't know. Somebody said something yesterday when I was showing like the pictures on the table and the clocks and stuff like that. Somebody said something about the picture of the woman's butt up there. Well, that's been in a lot of my videos. We've had that in here forever. And somebody said something like, I didn't know you were into that kind of artwork. My stepmom actually did that painting when she was in art school. So my stepmom had her master's degree, and then when I was like, it would have been before I got sober, she went back and got a bachelor's degree in fine arts. And so that was like one of her first projects that she did. And I had it in my bedroom at home because she hated it. And I like loved it because it was huge. I love big pieces of art. And so I was like, can I have it? She's like, absolutely. And it's funny because she did another painting that we have hanging right over here. It's like this landscape painting. That one's beautiful. That was like at the end of like, well, she still paints today. But that was like at the end of her school year. And she like, I loved it so much that she like framed it and gave it to me, I think for my birthday or something like that. It's beautiful. But this one over here, I just love because it's so big. I love big pieces of art. And it's funny because like when people like have never seen it before and they're like, you have this big, like, this was like a class she took. And she's like, oh my God. Like when she sees it in here, she's like, oh my God, I can't believe you still have that hanging up on your wall and stuff like that. So anyway, it's kind of funny. But I love big pieces of art. I know, it's just like some woman's butt on our wall. I don't even notice it anymore because it's been up there. I mean, literally for 16 years, it's been up here. So anyway, I think it'd be kind of funny if my mom would get kind of a kick that it was, you know, I mean, she and my stepmom got along really well at the end. So before my mom passed away, I think that it would be kind of funny if my mom, like, because this is totally not my mom's kind of artwork whatsoever. I mean, I have a combination, like my mom over there is a painting of hers, this J.T. Johnson painting, and then I have a painting over there and a picture over there of my mom's and stuff like that. That hunt scene up there was my mom's. But other than that, like over there, I have some artwork. All that artwork's over there. Tanya went to San Francisco and she brought me this like playbill from the Castro that she got framed for me. That was my mom's up there. That's mine over there. We have a lot of pictures framed. All the pictures over there that are framed. We have a picture of Pee-Pee over there, and then like photographs that are framed. We actually just changed a bunch of them over there that we had framed. And then we added the picture of little, I don't know if I should show you because it'll be like the butt again, but right over there we added the picture of Boo Radley. And so we have a lot of like paintings and stuff of the dogs like up there on the mantle where they're her ashes are and stuff like that. Alex did all that. He like picked the paintings that he wanted and stuff like that. And then, oh, Caroline did that, had that one commissioned for us, a little Boo Radley. I love it so much. And then upstairs we have a couple of Tucker, and then next to me, somebody sent me a framed picture from like a screenshot of a video. I have that right next to the bed of me and Boo and Tucker. Yeah, but anyway, what was I talking about? Today was kind of crazy, so I didn't really know how I was going to get everything done today. Last night, so Alex had a meeting this morning, a Zoom meeting from work in the corner at, I think I moved that. I was sitting there in the corner. The camera stopped. I was sitting there in the corner when I did, so I had 2 like Zoom meetings today, which I almost never have. And so I sat over there in the corner for the first one, and I moved the ring light because it was like, I didn't use the ring light. I just didn't want it to be like, so when I'm like sitting here in the middle of the day, like you can see with the vlog, so the light comes through and it's like right up there. And so from the window, it's dark outside right now. I know it doesn't look like it because up there, but it's like dark outside. So anyway, the light comes through and it just like, it's this huge shadow on me. So Alex is always very professional. So I was like, okay, I can sit in this meeting, you know, be professional in front of over there. So I moved over there, but then I moved the ring light. I think the ring light was different. I think he had it on the side or something like that. I don't know. I moved it because I didn't like it right behind me in the computer screen. Anyway, so Alex had that at 9 o'clock. And so then we had, last night when I lay down to take a nap, I didn't feel great. And I just kept on saying, we watched Traders last night, and then, what did we watch after Traders? He started watching Watch What Happens Live. It was Dolores. And he started watching that. I was like, that was when I talked to Tanya last night. And I just was like, I can't, like, I don't want to watch any more TV. I just was tired and lethargic. So then I only talked to her for a little bit. And then I came inside and he had gone upstairs and he was watching Watch What Happens Live upstairs. And so I said, how long are you going to, and it was early at that point too. And I said, are you going to watch something else? He goes, no, I think I'm going to go to bed. And so I fell asleep. Like I said, I just like crashed on that pillow that I had up there, that pillow sham. And when I woke up, he was asleep. I didn't wake up too late last night for my nap. I woke up at like 11:30 for my nap last night, which was not late for me. And I got like, I think I laid down at like 9:30, 9:40. No, because we started watching Traders. So it would have been, we got done with Traders like 10-ish, maybe a little bit before that. We started watching it like, oh, what did we watch first? Oh, I know. We watched an episode of Traders New Zealand. It is so bad, you guys. It's just, I mean, we're going to finish it, but it's just not great. I mean, it's the same format. It's just not as good as the other Traders. It just seems very amateurish. And so then we were waiting till 9 o'clock when Traders came on, U.S. Traders. So then at 9, we watched U.S. Traders. I don't know what time we got done with that, but then he started watching, I think we got done like 9:45 or something like that, and he started watching Watch What Happens Live. I feel like I was in bed by like 10:15, and I laid down to like 11:30, so I guess I didn't get 2 hours of sleep, but I got a good sleep. I mean, when I woke up, I felt like rested, but I didn't feel great last night while we were watching TV. I kept on just saying like, I don't feel good, I'm hot, and then I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold, I couldn't figure it out. So I told him last night, I said, you know, like, I hope I don't have to cancel this appointment tomorrow, blah, 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 whatever. And he was like, well, just let me know what you need to do if you're not feeling great for therapy and stuff like that. Well, so he had the meeting at 9 o'clock. Then he was going to meet some of his coworkers at Indianapolis to have brunch at like, from like 11 to 12. And then or a little bit later than that. Then at 12:30, he was going to swing by and pick me up and we were going to counseling together, unless I didn't feel well. But I felt fine. So we went to counseling today, had a good counseling session, came home. His friends were like, they had brunch, and then they went to the mall and they were going shopping. So on the way home, he was like, I had a meeting at 2:30. And so he was like, he's like, you're going to be, you know, like online anyway. He was like, I'll just go back to the mall if they're still there. Well, he didn't hear from him. So he went upstairs. He's like, I'm just going to lay down, because he had plans tonight to be his friend's +1 to this premiere opening of something. And then her boyfriend is going to meet up with them later, and then after they're done, or maybe he's going to meet with his mom or something, like they're all going to have drinks or a glass of wine or something like that. He asked me if I wanted to go, and I said, I feel good. I don't want to push it, you know? Are Our therapist actually said that he had a lot of people cancel on them, and that they had like, we're losing, I said something about losing my voice, and he goes, I've had like 3 clients in the last week that canceled because they were losing their voice. And he's like, you don't want to push it too hard. He's like, I know you feel good today, but don't push it too hard. Because I was like, okay, well, I'll make videos. I don't know how I'm going to fit these videos in, because I had the 2:30 meeting that went to 3:30, and then I had another meeting at 5. There's only supposed to be a half an hour, and it went over. And so I was like, I don't know how I'm going to fit all this into the timing. So anyway, Alex came home. I was over there for the meeting. He said he was just going to lay down and rest. And then he came downstairs and he was like, you know, charades. Like, they texted me, I'm going to go to the mall. I was like, okay. And so he went to the mall and met up with his friend. She was still shopping there. They went to Louis Vuitton. I said, be careful. He went through Louis Vuitton, didn't buy anything. So anyway, they went to Louis Vuitton, and they were walking around. Then they went to some restaurant because they met up with, I think it was like her niece and her niece's daughter, and so like they met up and they were sitting at some restaurant or something like that. So anyway, he came home after that, and then that was when I was uploading my video, and I just got done with my second meeting. And in between the 2 meetings, I filmed a drama video that went, I was going to film a drama video and a Peter Watches TV video. And then I was like, and then after the meeting, if I want to film another video before the vlog. But after all that, I was just kind of like, I'm kind of talked out today from filming like a 45-minute drama video, and then filming, or then 2 meetings and therapy session. I was kind of like, I'm talked out. I feel like I need to listen to other people. A lot of you guys said, you know, rest up, listen. I was like, I think I need to just listen. This for me is just kind of like talking to a friend on the phone. It doesn't, like, I'm not like, I don't know, I just don't feel like I'm really taxing my voice a whole lot. And I don't really feel like, I don't know, I just don't feel sick today. So, but I am worried that like, if I push it too hard, then tomorrow I'll wake up and I'll be like, you know, I don't feel good again, and I don't want to do that. So anyway, so he was like, well, do you want to like, he was at +1 for his friend, and so I couldn't go to that, and her boyfriend couldn't go to that because she'd already asked Alex, and then her boyfriend like had a haircut, so he couldn't go, and anyway, so Alex is like, well, do you want to meet up when he meets up? This is one of the couples that we went to Cancun with. And so he was like, well, do you want to meet up when he meets up? And then I think I'm going to meet with my mom later because she's like doing some work thing. And so they're all going to be in Carmel at the same time. Well, Carmel's like where I grew up. It's like 25 minutes from here. I was like, he was like, you can take an Uber and meet us. And I was like, I don't feel great. I just want to relax. I said, babe, you just go have fun. He doesn't have any plans tomorrow or Sunday yet. So he was like, well, maybe tomorrow we can watch a movie or something like that if you want to. I said, I just feel like I need to relax this weekend. You know, I'll probably wake up tomorrow and then want to film videos on all my channels, but I kind of was like, maybe I'll just vlog this weekend. I don't know. I'm going to totally play it by ear. I want to, you know, I downloaded all of this like Avett Brothers music that I hadn't heard. I know a lot of their older stuff, but I don't know a lot of their newer stuff. So I like downloaded it, like 3 of their albums, and I was like, I want to listen to that this weekend. And just kind of like sit outside and watch nature. I want to listen to, like, I just want to listen to the album straight through. There's a bunch of shows that I want to watch. I did not realize that Grosse Pointe Garden Society or whatever it's called came out today, or came out yesterday. I've got Matlock, Elizabeth to watch. We've got RuPaul's Drag Race that we'll watch tomorrow night because it's out tonight. Unless he said, I don't know. He goes, I'll either, you know, be home at like 8:30 or I'll be home at like 11:30. He's like, it could, you know, it just depends on, you know, how late my mom wants to stay out and stuff like that. So, and then I mentioned something to him. I was like, if your mom is like bored tomorrow night, she wants to do something, we could like, you know, go out to dinner or go over to her house or something. He's like, yeah, I'll mention it to her. So we might do something with his mom tomorrow unless she has plans. And then, you know, Sunday, just relax, and I'll vlog probably on Sunday and whatever. Sunday is the Oscars. I thought it was a week from Sunday. I haven't seen, I think I've seen like 1 movie at the Oscars, and it was because, maybe not even that. Hold on a second. Academy Award nominations. Academy, why can't I spell? Academy Award 2025 nominations. If I've seen 1 movie, it's because just by chance I happened to watch the movie not knowing it was going to be up for... No, I haven't seen any of these movies that are up, not one of them, for Best Picture. I guess I could spend the next 2 days doing that. That would be kind of fun, wouldn't it? But I have no desire to do that. Where is the nomination? See all. Okay. So none of them for Best Picture have I seen. Here's CNN, the full list of nominations. Let's go to that. Okay. Are there any of these movies that you guys think I absolutely need to see? So I haven't seen any of the Best Picture ones. Honora the Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2. I haven't even seen Dune Part 1. Amelia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys. I really want to see that. That's based on the Colson Whitehead book. The Substance and Wicked. Best Actor in a Leading Role. I mean, I haven't seen any of these. Best Actress in a Leading Role. None of them. Best Actor in a Supporting Role. Best Actress in a Supporting Role. You know, it's really interesting to me. I don't know why, but I watched last night, I'll get into this in a second, I watched The Last Showgirl with Pamela Anderson and Jamie Lee Curtis. You know, Pamela Anderson got a Golden Globe nomination and I think a SAG nomination. I felt a certain kind of way about the movie. I don't know that I think that Pamela Anderson deserved a nomination. Like, I think she was good in it. I don't know that I haven't seen enough interviews with Pamela Anderson to know if she was playing herself or if she was in a character. I don't know. I haven't seen enough interviews with her. But Jamie Lee Curtis was fantastic in that movie. Jamie Lee Curtis, hands down, deserved an Oscar nomination for The Last Showgirl. That movie was, I mean, she was so good in that movie. And I wasn't going to watch that last night. I was like trying to decide between Toxic Town on Netflix that had just come out, and then what's the other one on Max about the plane crash that happened? Lockerbie. I was going to watch Lockerbie. Maybe the second season is Snow Girl, and then this movie called Calendar Girl. I didn't really know what I was going to watch last night. So, anyway, today, yeah, like I had all this stuff going on, and then I ended up filming a drama video, which I just got uploaded. I think I did just post it before I started. Yeah, I posted it right before I started vlogging, and then I just did my vlog today. So I guess I got more than I thought I was gonna get done today. I don't know why, but I really didn't know if I was gonna have time to do anything. So I was like, I'm gonna be vlogging so late and stuff like that. Yeah, so I have the drama video is up. Okay, I want to look and see my watch TV shows. No, wait. Okay, weekly TV. Okay. We watched Traitors last night. I can check that one off. What else did we watch? Oh, I know what I watched last night. I watched Murder Under the Friday Night Lights last night. Okay, so when I got up from my nap, I just kind of like screwed around the kitchen. I like cleaned up the kitchen. I like went through and like fixed these. I feel like I've been doing a lot of that lately. Like I just like the other day, I took everything off this table and I dusted this entire table, cleaned the chairs off, all around the floor, swept and dusted and everything. So last night I was like, I was listening to music and I was like lighting candles, cleaning off the counters. I wanted to make it real nice. Had all the candles out here lit, picking the candle wax melt, which I don't usually turn on until after I get off the phone because I want it to like, you know, be fresh when I come in here. Because it lasts for 4 hours and sometimes I'm sitting down here for longer than 4 hours. Last night I would have been. So I did that and I cleaned out like all these like, went through all these like coffee mugs and glasses and like rearranged them last night. Like looked at which ones do I really want to keep and stuff like that. So I went and did that last night. And then, yeah, I did talk to Tanya earlier because I talked to Nikki, I think. I don't remember. I feel like I talked to somebody else too, maybe my sponsor. I don't even really remember. But anyway, and so sat outside. It's really nice outside last night. It was not super cold, but I mean, I had to have a coat on, but it was like windy. And so Alex had gone to sleep, so I was sitting out there, and then I came inside, and then was listening to music, and Nikki and I did, I think, like, what did I say, 2 puzzles? I feel like we did 2 puzzles. I feel like we did a 64 and a 144, and the one, she beat me, like, by, like, 15 minutes. I was so behind on it. Where was it at? Did we just do 1 puzzle, or did we do 2 last night? No, we did 2 puzzles, but this one, it was like this dog, and I said, oh my god. It was so funny, because so we send the picture to each other when we finish it, and she sent it to me, and I said, girl, this is hard. And she said, I like that one. And then like 10 minutes later, she texted me, and she goes, are you still working on it? Ha ha. And then finally, like 5 minutes later, I finished it. And I said, oh my god, that took me forever. And so anyway, so did that. And then last night when I got done, I read a little bit more of the graphic novel, All My Heroes Are Junkies. I don't love it, I will tell you that. It's, the other one, The House is Unholy, I really, really liked. This one's okay. It's about these people in treatment. Maybe I'm like only halfway, I'm halfway through it. I don't know, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't love it. That's all I can say. I don't know what else to say. I don't love it. So anyway, and then I was like, I was really in the mood to just like watch TV. So, I read some of the Alex Cross book too, because I was like, I gotta finish these books. Remember last month when I said I was not going to wait till the end of the month to finish the Alex Cross books, and now here I am down to like turning pages, you know, in the middle of the night with my light on. So I read some of that because I was like, I got to finish this. I'll probably finish it tonight, and then, you know, tomorrow start, I think Roses Are Red, because I'm reading Pop Goes the Weasel right now. And then I'll do that Saturday and Sunday, and then hopefully by Sunday be done with the Alex Cross books for February. I'm liking them. It's interesting because I like one and not the next one. Like the last one, which was Cat and Mouse, I did not love. It was the Gary Sanji story all over again. This one, Pop Goes the Weasel, I actually really like. Jack and Jill I really liked. Then the Catch the Mouse I didn't love. And then this one, Pop Goes the Weasel, I really like. I noticed that Mel gave the next one 3 stars. So the next one is Roses Are Red. I don't know, it feels like one I like, one I don't. But I'm really enjoying reading the whole series. It's really fun. It takes me back to like early sobriety and stuff like that. So I'm really enjoying it. So anyway, then I was like looking through all this stuff to watch. And I was like, I don't really know what I want to watch. And so I watched Murder on the Friday Night Lights. It was just really, really sad case. I think it's been like 10 years since it happened. I can't remember what the girl's name is, but she was in Texas, East Texas. Let me look it up really quick. What is that? This girl that was murdered in her house. Murder under... If you haven't watched it, I don't want to ruin it for anybody that hasn't watched it yet. Futures Ruined is what it's called. And it says, in Pearland, Texas, the Hill family lives in a gated community near Dawson High School, where their daughter, Ariana, is a popular athlete. She's a volleyball player. But, like, her brothers are football players, and this is, like, a team that's gone to state in one state, like, I think in 2010 or something. When they find her murdered in her bedroom, detectives learn Ariana was hiding a secret that leads them to her killer. Well, it's not really a secret, because, like, everybody knows about it at her school and her parents and stuff like that. But if you haven't watched it, I don't, like, want to tell you what the secret is, because it's a huge part. Is White Lotus the next episode out? No. I don't want to tell you what the secret is, because I have to tell you these candles are smelling really, really good. Which one is it? This one's okay. Oh, this rose quartz one. What does that remind me of? Speaking of my Speaking of my stepmother, this reminds me of my stepmom's perfume. Come on now. I don't know how to pronounce that perfume. Guerlain? That's what it smells like. You know what I'm talking about? G-U-E. Here, I'll look it up. G-U-E-L-A-I-N. I don't know which one it is she wears. Guerlain. Do you know how to pronounce that? I'm pronouncing it horribly. But anyway, I don't know which one she wears, but I think that's the one she wears. Anyway, she wears a couple different perfumes. But anyway, maybe it's not her perfume. Maybe it's my Aunt Kathy's perfume that reminds me of. But I feel like my Aunt Kathy always wears Chanel. I don't know. It smells good. The rose quartz is really nice. Surprises me. I didn't think I would like that one. It is very much a spring floral scent, though. So anyway, I watched that one last night. Sad. The Murder on the Friday Night Lights are done so well, but they're all so sad. So I got done with that, and then I was like... I don't even know what time it was at that point, but I was like... looking through these different shows. Like I said, I watched the trailer for Toxic Town. If anybody's watched Toxic... It's 4 episodes on Netflix. If anyone's watched Toxic Town, it's based on a true story. And you think it's good, let me know. And is it a thriller? Because it's based on a true story, I feel like, about a town in England that's contaminated because of a factory. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Aaron Brockovich, if I'm getting the right impression off of it. I don't really know a lot about it. Actually, let's look at... I said Ashley. Oh, by the way, I just want to say to Ashley that I keep on pronouncing your name Ashlyn because you have Ashley and then N, and then I apologize. You commented last night in the video and you said, although Ashlyn is a perfectly fine name or something like that, you're like, my name is actually Ashley, and then N is it's like, I apologize. I kept on saying Ashlyn because it's just like one word together. I'm sorry about that, Ashley. I apologize. But I won't forget anymore. Now watch, if I read comments, I'll be like, Ashlyn. Toxic Town. Okay, so Toxic Town just came out. The true story behind Toxic Town, a drama out on Netflix, poisonous dust in the air. So that it's not necessarily the same. It was water in it was water, and what does it say in here, this little synopsis? Oh my God, I leaned in to look at it closer, and I pushed the computer like that, and then, I mean, it was just like a comedy of errors. It was literally like, the house of cards just like fell down. It was like I leaned in, and then this thing went back, because of course I need a new computer, because this is not even that balanced anymore, and it went right into the tripod, which I almost call the treadmill, and then it fell like perfectly backwards. I was like, please don't break the, I always like when it happens, it's like almost slow motion. I was like, please don't break the camera. Okay. Anyway, I was looking at this thing, and now it's pulled, and this is what I did, so I gotta be careful. Okay. In Toxic Town, a drama out now on Netflix, poisonous dust in the air causes children to be born with missing limbs and other physical abnormalities. The alarming story, so I guess it's, yeah. The alarming story is based on a real incident when people in the English town of Corby inhaled toxic dust that was later linked to birth defects in a cluster of children. Oh, it says out here, British Erin Brockovich. In the 2009 ruling against Corby represented the first time a civil court in England made the connection between birth defects and the negligent management of toxic waste in the air. The landmark case, previously described as the British Erin Brockovich, was made possible by the mothers who demanded justice from Corby leadership. I love that movie so much, Erin Brockovich. Maybe the story comes to harrowing life in the Netflix series. Over 4 episodes, we follow mothers living their daily lives under the clouds of orange dust, winding up with one another in hospitals as their children are in and out of surgeries and doctor's appointments after they are born. The real mothers who experienced this and were later part of the class action suit consulted on the show. Okay, so that looks really good. I might watch that tonight. But then also Broadchurch I want to watch. The 2nd season of Showgirl. There's so many shows that I want to watch right now. By the way, I didn't say much about Survivor the other day, but I will tell you that Survivor this season is so good. I was trying to talk, well, Tanya always watches Survivor. My neighbor across the street watches Survivor. My neighbor next door, the husband, watches Survivor. I was trying to get Nikki to watch Survivor because Traitors is over next week. If you didn't know, next week, first of all, I just want to say about Traitors last night. I won't ruin anything for you, but it totally ends on a cliffhanger, and I was so pissed. I literally, it ended, I went, ah! And I looked over, Alex was just laughing at me. I was so pissed. But anyway, next week is the finale and the reunion of Traitors. So I was telling Nikki, I was like, you should start watching Survivor. I guess she used to watch it back in the day. And so she said, don't you remember I was going to watch last season with you? And then I never did. And so I didn't remember that. But, maybe I did. I don't know. But anyway, so she's like, well, maybe I'll try it. She's so into the Housewives right now. She's binge watching Atlanta because I told her that was my favorite franchise ever. And it's coming back. Atlanta's coming back soon. So, but anyway, Survivor is really, oh, I did talk about it because I talked about how there's like some really nice people on there. Anyway, I'm loving Survivor so far this season. So I watched Murder on the Friday Night Lights, and then I was looking through all these shows to try to figure out what to look for. And I don't know where it was that, I don't even know how my mind worked there. I think I looked up something. I don't even know. But something, when I was looking for something, the last Showgirl came up. And it said, like, available now. And I was like, it's available now to stream? And so I went over and I looked. And, like, on Apple and Amazon and stuff like that, it's, like, $14.99 to buy. And I was like, oh, I'm buying. I've been waiting so long to watch that movie. It's totally the kind of movie that I love. I love those just, like, photograph, capture, real-life moments. Like, moment in time of somebody. I love those movies so much. It's very slow pace. It's not exciting. There's no conclusive ending to it. It's literally just like a screenshot of somebody's life. Like I love those kind of movies so much. Just character acting movies. So I watched it last night. I was really excited about it. I was like, even like, I mean, I said to Alex today, I said you wouldn't have probably liked it. He would have been so bored with it. So I started watching it last night. You know, it's only shown in like a couple theaters in the United States, I think, or something like that. And won some film. I don't know, was Jamie Lee Curtis nominated? I want to look at actually and see. The last Showgirl nominations. I want to see if it was nominated for. Oh, it was. Actress BAFTA Award for Best Actress in a Supporting Role. Oh, here on the Wikipedia it'll show us. The film had its premiere at the Toronto Film Festival. Here's the plot. Let's look up awards. Development, casting, release. Critical response. Got 83% on Rotten Tomatoes. A wistful showcase for Pamela Anderson in a refreshingly dramatic role. The Last Showgirl pays homage to the working class of Las Vegas with a superb collection of performances. Where is it? Awards. Okay. The Zurich Film Festival, Pamela Anderson won. I mean, it's won a lot of awards. Tons of them. Pamela Anderson, Miami Film Festival. Let's see. Jamie Lee Curtis was nominated for the Online Association of Female Film Critics. Alex just texted me, just got done with the... It went away too fast. Just got done with the event and now grabbing a bite. I was confused, still meeting his mom. I want to see if Jamie Lee Curtis... She didn't get nominated for a whole lot of it. I mean, she got nominated Screen Actors Guild Award, British Academy Film Award. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was so good. If you watch it, you'll know what I'm talking about. So what the last Showgirl is about is, it's about Pamela Anderson plays Shelley, who has been in this... Hold on, somebody just texted me back. No, he said, no, Mom is tired. No, Mom is tired and went home. Okay, I said, okay. Okay, I said I'm vlogging. So anyway, so it's about this woman who's 57. She plays exactly her age. Pamela Anderson's 57 in real life. I looked up everything about Pamela Anderson last night. I love Pamela Anderson and the documentary that was done about her and her choosing. I mean, I read about her whole like statement about makeup, and she doesn't wear makeup that much anymore. And she's like, there's a time and a place for it, but not every day. And anyway, it's interesting because I don't know. It's the movie is not what I thought it would be. First of all, there's like not very much music in it. It's very much. I mean, the music's in, okay. So it's about this woman named Shelley, and Shelley is. I'm trying to tell you guys about it in a way that I don't really want to ruin anything for you. So Shelley plays this like aging showgirl that's been in this show in Las Vegas since like the 80s, and she used to be the star of the show. And the show is called The Razzle Dazzle, and it's based on these like burlesque shows in Paris. Like from the 80s. And the show is like, it's like the Follies in Las Vegas. I went and saw like, I think my second time in Vegas, because I was like, I want to see like a Vegas showgirl show. Like, and I don't even think, he's texting me right now, hold on a second. Want me to bring you home anything? Well, I guess that would depend on where you're at. So it's based, okay, so anyway, it's kind of like the Follies show that used to be in Vegas, where like it's like, you know, the feather plumes and I don't even know what that is. He said Josephine. I have no idea what that means. He's still texting me. No, I'm good. Oh my God, right while I was texting Alex back, the tripod fell again. Okay. He said he was talking about the new restaurant that I texted you about for Valentine's Day. He said Savor was crazy book, so we came here. So anyway, okay. What was I saying? Okay, so it's about this woman. Now I can't think of her name. The guy at the end of it when she does this audition. So it starts off with her auditioning for a new show. So you know that something's happening to the show that she's in. She's been in the show for, I think, 38 years. And all of the other people in the show are like, she's 57, but they're all like early 20s. And then her best friend is Jamie Lee Curtis, who used to be in the show, and she's a cocktail waitress in the casino now. And they really aged the hell out of Jamie Lee Curtis. Like, she looks like she goes to tanning bed every single day, and she's got like this feathered brown hair, and like wears like, you know, the powdered sugar donut lipstick and like blue eyeshadow, and like, and they're both of them like heavy drinkers, and it's just kind of like what they gave up so that they could live this life that they thought was fabulous in Las Vegas. That's really not that fabulous. And so it's really like the ending of the show. It's about the ending of the show. The show is like getting canceled so the casino can put like a new show in there, which is interesting because we go to a lot of those new shows, like the Spiegel World shows. It's like they show part of the new show. It's kind of like one of those Spiegel World shows that they have places now. And so, like, her identity is having been this showgirl for 38 years in Las Vegas and what she's given up for it. And I'm trying to, like, really, like, kind of... Anyway, I mean, it gets really, really deep. It's casted fantastically. It's so good. It's cast fantastically. It's so good. It reminds me kind of Nomadland, if you like that kind of movie that's very slow moving. I mean, there's, like, literally, like, montages... Well, I guess there's instrumental music to it. There's, like, montages where she's just, like, looking at herself in the mirror outside of a hotel and then walking down the street. And then she's, like, walking on, like, you know, like a parking space, like, bumper thing at the end of it. She's, like, walking on it, looking up at the sky. And she's just thinking about her life. Like, there's a lot of montages like that. There's a fantastic montage dance scene. I won't tell you to what song, but it's a fantastic song in the 80s. It's so bizarre how it happens. So Jamie Lee Curtis is like this heavy gambler that's lost all of her money, and she just is like, I mean, they literally show her in like a thong with like hose over it as she's changing in the dressing room. I'm like, Jamie Lee Curtis is so good and so real in this movie. And so she's like lost all of her money because she's like this heavy gambler, and so she got a job as a cocktail waitress so she can just, when she's not working, drink and gamble. And so it's just very real about their lives. And Pamela Anderson still thinks that, like, she's going to be, like, cast in some... She's very dreamy and kind of flaky. And that she still thinks she's going to be cast in some, like, Showgirl show. And those shows don't even exist anymore. And she doesn't really know who her identity is. I mean, she doesn't say this. She just get this. I mean, it's such a good character show. So I watched that last night. And then when I got done with that, I just was in this state of mind where I just was kind of like, oh, my God. Like, I just was in my head and stuff like that. So I went outside and I listened to a little bit of, I didn't want to have my AirPods anymore, so I just like sat there and listened to the Avett Brothers a little bit. And yeah, it was just nice. Just like I sat out there, it was kind of like breezy and windy last night. I don't think it started getting really, really windy until, I mean, it was like off and on last night, but at that point it wasn't. And then I went to bed. And I've been falling asleep. You remember, like it was just like weeks in a row that the anxiety hasn't been that bad either when I've been waking up. I would say, like, at first when I wake up, it's like the first couple minutes, but it hasn't been that bad at all lately. And I also, I mean, there were months on end, I mean, maybe a year where I was talking about how hard I had a hard time falling asleep. I don't really even think about it anymore, in all honesty, about having difficulty falling asleep. So, fell asleep and then didn't hear Alex down here today at all for his meeting, slept through it, and, although I said that to him the other day, and he was like, well, I don't really say a lot on the meetings. He was like, you know, I'll just say, like, hi at the beginning, and then it's just, you know, like, it's like 20 of us in this meeting. So he's like, you wouldn't really hear me down here. He, like, makes his little coffee in the Keurig, and then he goes and sits over there and stuff like that. And, so yeah, and so then I went to, and then, like, he came up and, like, kissed me goodbye when he was, like, leaving and stuff like that to go to his brunch, and then I got up after that, and, yeah, it's been a good day. I actually got a lot done today than I thought I did. And so this weekend, my plan is just to watch shows and relax and read books and get caught up and done with my books so I can go into March, you know, and start a new audiobook. I'm really excited. I think I downloaded some more audiobooks the other day. What did I buy? I did download another audiobook. What was the audiobook that I downloaded? Something I really needed to have, obviously. Oh, no, I didn't. I think I put it in my... I think I put a bunch of stuff on my wish list. Yeah, I did. Anyway, we won't get into all the book stuff today. I can do a BookTube video about that. So yeah, and I've been making lists of videos I want to make. So going into March, like, I plan to, like, film heavily on all of my channels. So I'm excited about that, especially, like, my Peterisms and my BookTube channel. I filmed more this month than I did last month on both of those channels, but just by, like, a video or two. So next month, I'm, like, get back to regularly posting on my Peterisms channel. I've had so much fun doing more with books, so I'm excited about that. And I gotta pick a recovery book to read for March. So if anybody has any suggestions of a recovery book that you've wanted to read, otherwise I'm gonna pick one. But yeah, so today's been a good day. Today's been a real good day. Busy, but I'm excited to rest and relax tonight, and yeah, watch some shows and stuff like that. It's gonna be a good weekend. So, and I don't know, if I feel like, if I wake up tomorrow and I'm like, I mean, I wanted to do a review of Survivor. I wanted to do a review of the last Showgirl. I wanted to do that Andrea Knable documentary, Finding Andrea. I've got, like, all those videos. I've got PO unboxing to do. I've got another video I want to do for my Peter Dostuff channel. I've got reviews I want to do. I mean, I've got drama channel videos I've got to do, or want to do. So, I mean, if I wake up tomorrow and like, I mean, Alex said he is just relaxing all day tomorrow. So, I mean, if I don't want to and just watch TV with him, I'll probably, I don't know. We'll probably watch RuPaul tonight. It doesn't sound like he's going to be gone that late. So, now that his mom's not doing anything, he'll probably be home, you know, no later than, I mean, it's not even 8 o'clock yet. It's like 7:45. So, he'll probably be home, I don't know, like 8:30 or 9. So, we probably will watch RuPaul tonight. But anyway, and then, yeah. It's going to be a nice, relaxing weekend. What are you guys doing this weekend? Tell me what you're doing. Put it in the comment section below. I'm excited for summer and spring, though. I'm like, you know, one of my goals was that I didn't want to focus so much on spring and summer. Do you remember me talking about that? I didn't want to focus so much on it that, like, I kind of just didn't pay attention to spring and summer, or to winter. Like, I wanted, because then it's just like I'm skipping through those days, and I really wanted to enjoy the winter. And I really enjoyed a lot of, I mean, we're just going into March, but it's spring almost. I really did enjoy, like, you know, sitting inside doing puzzles just recently, watching a lot of shows, listening to audiobooks, you know, taking walks, you know, taking a lot of naps. So I feel like I had a good winter, you know, spent a lot of time with Caroline and the family and stuff like that. You know, took a trip to, you know, went to Mexico. That was fun, you know. I don't know, I've had a really good winter. And I don't feel like I just sped through it to get to spring and summer. And now I'm kind of like preparing myself for spring and summer to come out of hibernation, and I'm ready for it. So, all right, with that, I'm going to get off here. I hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday. And we're leaving February behind, which seems so bizarre. It feels like we made it, you know. It feels like it was just yesterday that February started. I know that we get to like the 10th and I go, oh my God, February's almost over, but it just feels like February just started. It feels bizarre. So, all right, in the comment section below, what emoji should I pick today? Let's do a flower for spring. Any flower you want. It could be any flower, tropical flower, regular flower, whatever flower you want, or plant, in the comment section below. And Diana, I know that you're going to put just a bunch of emojis because I love that so much. Somebody commented on another one of my channels to her and said, I love all of your comments of what you say on all the channels. I thought that was so sweet. I love when you guys interact with each other in just such a nice way. I think it's so cool. So anyway, all right, so hope you guys are having a magically amazing Friday. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya.